Hey everybody, Jasmine here with Ethereal Pathways. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do a little nighttime candlelight collective message for you, those of you out there. This is going to be posted tomorrow on Tuesday. But again, all my messages are timeless. So whenever you're catching this message, if you're pulled to it, there's a reason. There's something in here for you. I don't believe in coincidences. So I am going to, well, if you're new here, I'm just going to say thank you and for joining me and welcome. I am a channel and I'm an intuitive channel. So I have many different abilities that I've been developing recently, and I do get words, different signs of confirmation from people. So there might be some random kind of words in there. Take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't for somebody else, because I channel for a large collective of people. So there's going to be some things that will resonate for you, some that will not. It'll be for somebody else. So again, take what resonates. So I'm going to just take a few moments here to close my eyes and meditate and tap into the energy of the messages, and I will start getting words. I'll write them down. I will share the channeled words sheet on my YouTube community page along with the oracle cards. I usually do pull oracle cards at the end. However, I'm guided for which deck and how many. It just depends on when I get there. But I usually will post those on the community page if you want to go back and look at the words and then the cards. So I'm going to go ahead and take a few moments here to clear. I've already cleansed the space here with some Palo Santo before I started recording. And I always ask Spirit and Archangel Michael to clear the space and only allow the purest messages to come through. I'm feeling Archangel Gabriel as well. So I'm thanking Archangel Gabriel for allowing these messages to come through for the collective, for their highest and greatest good. Thank you. So I'm just going to take a few moments here. If you feel free to, if you're on YouTube, to stick your finger or hold your finger down on the screen and fast forward until I start talking. Hearing the word channel, I think, what is the Spirit? Just clarify, please. You're a channel, similar to me. So, like similar to what I do, you channel information from the divine for people, and for, mediumship abilities. So you may be developing your channeling and mediumship abilities at this time, and tapping into like past one, like people's guides, maybe coming through, which could be passed on loved ones. But it could just be guides in general, and you're learning how to channel information. Obviously, you want to be careful when you do that, as I'm, obviously been learning to do. Always ask to clear your energy and have the highest intentions, of course, when you bring through messages, and for clarity. So I'm going to write that down. Channeling, mediumship. I just heard 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to write it down. I don't know how that's going to resonate for somebody, but it'll probably be for somebody, because that's literally how I heard it in my head. It's like a countdown. I'm seeing a bright yellow color. What is this? Neon yellow, or is this chartreuse, like a greenish yellow? Okay, I heard chartreuse, so I'm gonna write that down. It may be significant to somebody, like maybe their favorite color. Again, take what resonates. I'm seeing this has been coming out a lot here and there. The ravens. Maybe you've been seeing ravens or like blackbirds a lot lately. Maybe look that up. The spiritual meaning of ravens or blackbirds may ring a bell for you, like something that you're being shown there through a sign, a synchronicity. I just heard birds of a feather flock together. And I'm writing that down. And with that, there is definitely a message coming through of be careful who you share your energy with and who you're hanging out with, because you will become who you're hanging out with. You'll take on that energy. You'll take on a lot of the chaos, confusion. You know, that's something that's very important. So maybe somebody's being guided to look at the people they're surrounding themselves with or interacting with on a regular basis and how it's bringing chaos into their life. Confusion is bringing them like I'm sensing somebody's all over the place. Like that's what I'm sensing with this. It's making this person be all over the place because they're engaging with so many different people in their life. And I'm not talking about like in business. I'm talking about like as friends and family members, people that you regularly interact with. Somebody's maybe being guided to pull back and start limiting your interactions and your energy exchange with people around you to help you gain clarity of mind and mental focus on what's important to you. And part of that could be your spiritual path. Part of that could be a relationship you want to fix. Part of that could be, it could be getting clarity about what your life purpose is. Because you feel so confused, you can't seem to get clarity. It's because you got too much energy going on around you. You're connecting to too many people, and you need to clear your energy. And in order to get that, and ground yourself, in order to get that mental clarity that you need, and to get that focus. I'll write that down. I just heard it's airtight. Airtight alibi. Okay. That's interesting. I'm not going to sit here and judge. It could be about anything. That may resonate for some. I don't even want to know, but it's coming through for somebody. I'm hearing that song by Imagine Dragons. Trying to think of the name of it. Is it Feel the Thunder? I'm trying to think of the name of it. Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, thunder. That song. So I'm not sure exactly what the title is, but I think it's something like that. So I'm gonna write it down. I'm seeing a spindle, like what they use back in the old days. And I mean, maybe some countries will probably still do this, I don't know. But you know how they get, threads together and they weave it together to make something? It's like a spindle, kind of like you saw in, was that Sleeping Beauty? Like that. So, and I think this is more figurative. But again, take it if it resonates for you, like if you've got an antique one and that's a sign of confirmation. But I think like what I'm also getting is this spindle and thread. You're weaving something together. I'm trying to see what else is coming through for this. I'm getting clarity. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting. And it's like you're spinning something together and you're weaving something together to, and I'm hearing painstaking time. Like that's what I'm hearing. I don't use that term, but that's coming through for somebody. It's taking a long time and a lot of detail oriented, focus, like you really just focusing on the details, taking your time. It's this, what is this? Pentacles energy, like how it's very detail oriented and you dot your I's, cross your T's, and you're making sure that you're very consistent, but it's slow going. So I feel like that's going to relate to somebody. Maybe you're building your life purpose, passion project, or business, and it's kind of slow going, but you're steady at it. You're steadily and consistently putting in effort. So keep doing that. That's something that you're going to create. It's going to pay off. If it does feel like that's your passion and what brings you excitement, that's probably going to bring you some abundance there. Eventually it's going to be fruitful. um when I just started thinking about this, I was halfway noticing, I'm just now noticing it big time, that this came through it in some recent readings. I'm getting the tightness in my stomach area again, and I feel like I'm connected with somebody that's been watching my videos. Or again, this could be any time, current or future. Again, there's no time when I do these messages; they're timeless. So whenever you're looking at it, I pick up on that energy. I feel like this is, again, somebody that's working on building their confidence to move towards what they love, what they have passion for. Solar plexus energy. And I feel like it's anxiety too. Sacrifice. I just heard sacrifice. Man, somebody's gonna have to, and that's what I've had to learn myself is, man, this is coming out a lot for collective. you're going to have to make a sacrifice. I've been saying this, a couple of these messages over the last month, really. You're not going to get what you want, what you desire, what you're passionate about, what you love and want that you don't currently have until you make a sacrifice. That's the initiation into that next level of getting your abundance, getting what you want, what you desire. You're going to have to make sacrifices of time, sacrifices of people, removing people out of your life to make the time, to get the mental clarity, to clear your energy so you can focus on that. You're going to have to sacrifice people, relationships, jobs even. That's really heavy right now. But that literally just came through very clearly, that you're being asked to make a sacrifice of one or more things right now in order to move towards what you love, what you are passionate about, what brings you excitement, what you believe your life purpose to be. Maybe you're already working towards that slowly and you're wanting to replace your full-time income and do this full-time, whatever it is, or a person. And you're going to have to sacrifice a relationship to move towards that person, whatever it is. I'm just writing that down. Sacrifice people, places, things to move towards. It's an initiation is what it is. And that's what I was shown when I went through it myself this most recent time. Sorry, there's an alarm going off on my phone. Sorry. It's an initiation. So in order to get to that next level, to get, like, say you're wanting to work on your mediumship and channeling abilities. For me, that was very clearly shown. I had to make a sacrifice of relationship that was holding me back, that was toxic, that was draining my energy and my love and my time. And I had to pour it in myself. And I had to make that sacrifice of that person I love very much, at the time. And it was it was at the point where I just had to cut it clean and just be like, look, I'm done. He didn't at the time just give you a little example, because you might be going through the same thing. He didn't know what he wanted because there was issues with my daughter, and my daughter was not ready to move on from her dad and me being broke up. Right. And even it had been like 2.5 years. She's got a little autism. With kids with autism, I don't know if you're familiar, they're a little hard to accept change. And I was slowly trying to move her into it, but I guess I was going too fast. And this is new to me. First time I dated outside of being with her dad. And she was having trouble with it. She was being mean to him on purpose, trying to run him off. And she told me that. And she told him that. We went to counseling. I was going to counseling for myself through the situation. He was going to counseling. My daughter's going to counseling still. And it just wasn't working. And he got to a point where he felt so hurt and rejected that he's like, I don't know what I want anymore. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm done then until you know what you want. And I wasn't like mean. I just got mental clarity. When he walked out of my door that night, I was numb, and I instantly heard, do not give him any access to you or time or anything until he gives you full commitment, until he knows what he wants, and he wants you and only you. I was like, okay. And I called him back and I told him, and I walked away, and I didn't chase him. I didn't do none of that. I gave it to God. And it was pretty quickly after that, like within a couple days, that I started getting downloads. I started getting mental clarity. All my energy came back. I was full of vitality and energy. And then, boom, the channeling started. I didn't know that was coming. I knew that I wanted to channel. I knew that was something that I was being pulled to do. But I didn't have the confidence in myself. I wasn't sure about it. I was back and forth about it. I didn't know if I was good enough. So I had to work through some of those self-limiting beliefs and the unworthiness. And I feel like when I made that decision to choose myself with that relationship and, show that I was worthy of somebody choosing me with clarity. When I chose myself, boom, God was like, okay, that was your test. That was your initiation to this next level where you're going. And boom, I got the gifts. I got the downloads. I got, boom, sit down in front of the camera and start writing down whatever comes through. And that's how it happened. I wasn't even expecting to do that. I didn't know what it was going to happen. I just sat down and started recording with a pen and paper, and I started writing things that would come through. And yes, it was scary, but I wasn't ready for what came through because I was still second guessing the information. And then I would go back and Google stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, this all ties together. And I didn't even know. I didn't even look this stuff up until afterwards, and I was shocked. So knowing that the information that came through, all that happened when I made that sacrifice of that relationship that was not on my level anymore. We were no longer in alignment. He didn't know what he wanted. He needed to get clarity. The best way to do is let him loose, surrender it. And I had to sacrifice the relationship. And that was my initiation. That was my test of, hey, you're going to move into the next level of getting what you want, what you feel pulled to. I was being pulled to channel, but I didn't know how it was going to look. So I created my own way because I got Aquarius ascendant. So Aquarius ascendants are very different in how they do things. They don't want to be like everybody else and follow the crowd. So I guess that was that side of me coming out with pen and paper. And that's how it started. But the main thing I want to get across here, that I feel like I need to cross here to some people, is you may be right there contemplating making a sacrifice, a significant one, it could be, in your life, like a relationship, like I did. And I very greatly love this person. I was with this person at that time 8-9 months and went through lots of ups and downs. We went and made it through a lot of challenges with my daughter, and things were starting to look up and get better. Then boom, she did another round of what she was doing, and he just shut down and walked away. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to feel rejected. I was like, I'm done with you walking away from me. I don't need that in my life no more. He's triggered me enough. My abandonment went enough from that. And I'm trying to heal it. I was like, my value is not tied to whether you choose me or not. So when you're ready to choose me, let me know. Until then, do not call me. Do not stop in randomly. Don't come by my house. Don't be driving by, seeing who's here. Don't bother me. And that's pretty much kind of how I left it, but not like in a mean way. And he was pretty shocked. And yes, he did. He did try, like later that week. And I was like, nope, what I said stands. And then I stood on business. That Queen of Swords was out. So I feel like somebody's probably at the crossroads here where they're thinking about making a huge sacrifice to move towards, what they're passionate about, what their next level, whatever they're feeling guided and excited to move towards. And they're kind of scared and they feel unsure about themselves and maybe feel a little, uneasy and not confident. But until you make that sacrifice, that's your initiation into that portal, I call it. It's really kind of what it is. It's like portal into the next dimension, because I felt like I went through a complete paradigm shift right after I did that, and all this stuff started happening to me. I did feel like I was on a parallel timeline that was a higher timeline. The energy and everything was different. So that is your portal and your initiation into the next version of you, to move towards your passions, your love, your desires. So anything else, Spirit? I feel like somebody just needed to hear this, like for confirmation. Maybe you needed to hear my story to know I had to work through that too myself. And I had to do it again recently. So with cutting out, that person of a friendship, because, that thing has been crazy. And I'm just, people causing drama. You don't need that in your life. That's something I was dealing with recently again. And I'm not going to share too much about personal life, but I feel like somebody needed to hear that, to know maybe, about their situation, maybe a sign of encouragement and inspiration. Just, it was well worth it for me. And yeah, it scared me, but I had to get to the point where I was done not being chosen. I was done being walked away from, because my worth is not tied to how you treat me. My worth, I know what my worth is, and my time and what it's worth. And you're not going to sit here and play in my energy and cause me all kinds of turmoil and then not choose me. I choose myself. So if you're not going to choose me, I'm choosing me anyway. Bye. Like, get the sword, cut them off. I'm just saying, maybe you need to do that. Maybe that's something you need to do. And again, no hard feelings. I love that person still very much to this day. But sometimes you do what you got to do, what's best for you. You got to do what's best for you. Especially if they're in a bunch of confusion and chaos and you're not. And you're getting clarity, you're trying to get clarity, you're trying to get stable and peaceful and to move forward on what you're passionate about. You can't bring that in your life, because that's just going to be oil and water. And it's not going to get you towards your goal. So that's kind of what I had to make a decision on. I feel like somebody needed to hear all this, because I don't normally go into my life. I did in some past videos on my podcast, but only when I'm guided to do this is when I share this kind of stuff. So somebody, I think, need to hear that. Maybe a little inspirational story they need to hear. Anything else, Spirit? I just heard mud tires. Okay, maybe that's not a confirmation. Somebody's got some mud tires. I just heard stagnant. Maybe you have been stagnant because of this situation, because you're not letting go of people, places, and things that are holding you back, and you feel stagnant. I feel like somebody is stagnant, or a group of people are, because of this, because you're scared to let this person go. How are you going to know what's out there for you that could be way better and make you way happier until you make that sacrifice? You're never going to know. I mean, that's what I had to do. I had to take a leap of faith and just trust in God and give it to God. Say, I don't know what to do this anymore. I give up. And that's what He wants you to do. Give it up. Make that sacrifice. Because a lot of times, if you've been contemplating leaving a toxic relationship or a job or whatever, it's because you need to. You're being guided to. Because you're not happy. It's bringing turmoil into your life and chaos and confusion, and you need to leave. Your time there is over. It's like the lessons learned. Your whatever lessons you needed to do for somebody else there or for yourself are over, and you're prolonging the ending because you're scared. I get it. Been there too. And it's okay to feel scared. But in order to move past that, you've got to make that sacrifice in faith that there's going to be something better on the other side of that, because there's got to be. There was for me. And I'm still believing that about our relationship. I'm hearing a word. I'm trying to get clarity on it right now. Anything else, Spirit? I don't know, a storage pod. Maybe that'll resonate for somebody. Maybe you're putting your stuff in a storage pod right now, moving out or something. I'm hearing 6677. I mean, I got 321 earlier, but I'm getting 321 again. That was 54321 earlier. But I'm writing 321. 1122, 1144. What else, Spirit? 111. 123. Look at that. 321, 123. 444. This is 23. Just got 116. Hearing buck, so I don't know if that's somebody's name or nickname or like a buck, like you shot a buck. Anything else, Spirit? I hope y'all didn't hear that. Was my stomach? That sounded loud to me. Hopefully it didn't pick up on the camera, on the video. Okay. I'm not hearing anything else coming through, so I'm going to close with some oracle cards. I got the Akashic Truth oracle cards right here, so I'm just going to shuffle. Again, I'm not the master of those. I'm just going to lightly shuffle because I don't do all the fancy shuffling a lot of people do. All right. I might have to turn on the light for this. Didn't think about that. This says innovation. Oh, it's a man on horseback in a field with orangish flowers. It says constant innovation means not being satisfied with the status quo and being willing to try new methods and ideas. Whether at work or life, innovation can bring new opportunities and surprises. It can make you stand out from the competition or make your life more convenient and interesting. All right, I think somebody need to hear that. So I'm just shuffling here. Try to shuffle. I'm so used to holding my hands down. Y'all see, I'm not fixing cards or nothing. I don't ever do something like that. Whatever comes out, comes out. I don't know how to do any of that stuff anyway. All right, let go. What was I saying? Thank you, Spirit. I love confirmations. Let go of what no longer serves you. Hello, stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. See? You can see that. It's pretty. So, spirit messages. I'm doing the spirit oracle now. So, shuffle here. Let's see what comes out. Maybe a couple spirit oracle messages. Yes, I'll turn on the light so I want to take pictures of this stuff. So, you can read it. I just kind of want to do a little candlelight thing tonight. I was in the mood. All right, it says self-awareness is key. Take time today to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. That's kind of what I came out earlier. Meditate. Listen to your favorite music. Whatever you enjoy most, do that today. Yes, do it. That'll raise your vibration too when you do those things. Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps. So that's a yes. All right, what we got here? Make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Don't look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. Yes. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Woo! Another sign of confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Please like, comment, subscribe to support the channel. And if you hit the share button and copy link, you don't have to share it. The algorithm will pick it up on YouTube. So maybe do that. Just takes a few seconds. Thank you so much for all of your support. And please comment, let me know, if any of that resonated for you and, how it helped you. I love hearing how it helps people. So I will catch y'all in a future reading. I hope to. And I leave y'all in love and light. Thank you.